Welcome to Ocrop's YouTube channel, your world for information. Hi all, how are you? Today the topic is bit of political as well as economical. It is the India-China standoff at Aksai Chin and the Chinese product boycott in India. Okay, India and China have been great landmasses in the Asian region. Uh, there have been a lot of diplomatic relationships going on between India and China for the past so many years. Uh, Incidentally, India was also one of the many nations that granted diplomatic recognition to the People's Republic of China in the 1950s. The border issue is existing for a long time, but both the land masses have been friendly countries for thousands of years. And the border issue exists for a long time now. Uh, we'll have to understand a few facts about the borders before we get into the political and economic part of it. China shares its land, that is, it borders with about 14 countries. Only the land borders I'm talking about. And India is bordering 7 countries. Again, only the land. I'm not talking about the maritime borders. Both the countries share more than 3,000 kilometers of border land space, which is the second highest for India. After India shares majority of its borders with Bangladesh, next is China. And for China, I think it is after Mongolia and Russia. It's the third largest border that's been shared. Okay. Both India and China are involved in umpteen border issues, and it is only natural. There are a lot of cases, not just the land, the diplomatic stalemate in an uninhabited island, Spratly Islands, in the South China Sea. The diplomatic stalemate between China, Taiwan, Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, and Brunei is on. They are only reefs, banks, and case. Uh, it is said, I don't know, it is said that there is a lot of potential for oil and gas reserve in that place, and it's a strategic place, whatever it is, it's going on. The Indo-Pak territorial dispute did not mention, we all know that. Of late, Nepal has also released a new map, and it has triggered some controversies. So both the nations have been in the news for border disputes for a while. China more because they share more border. Right. The standoff in the Galvan Valley has been keenly observed for the clashes. Clashes have happened. There have been slight issues, but this time it has resulted in loss of lives. So there were hardly any loss of lives after the Sino-Indo War in 1962. Launched in 1962 and gained control of a few parts of Aksai Chin. Aksai Chin is it was then in the Kashmir region, Jammu and Kashmir. Now it is the Ladakh Union Territory. And the northeast frontier also is problematic. That is in the Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. What China claims is this Aksai Chin is part of their Khotan County, Khotan Prefecture of Xinjiang Autonomous Region, and India considers it to be part of the Ladakh territory. Okay, it's uninhabitable. There are no resources. Still, there is some kind of strategic importance for China because it connects Tibet and Xinjiang. Uh, as I said earlier, in 57, China completed a building road. Uh, the map was released in 58, only then India knew. There are some border issues with the northeast frontier also, uh, especially along the McMahon line, which we'll see in a different video, because this is more of a standoff in the Ladakh region. Okay, the trade and economic ties have been quite okay, and uh, there have been lot of diplomatic exchanges have been happening, but this time it has resulted in uh, loss of life. Brutal killing of Indian soldiers definitely is emotional. Absolutely no second thoughts about that. So the Indian, it is understandable that the Indian people's emotions are high. But sometimes, the media and politicians, they evoke the emotions, and let's boycott the Chinese products, this, that. We should teach China a lesson. Uh, all these things are on for some times now. Okay. Listening to people who fuel emotions and who hardly has any idea of what trade and trade relations can do will not help. I would request people to research the source of advertising revenue of this media, and how many Chinese products they have endorsed or they continue to endorse even after conducting debates such as whether we should ban or not. Turning this border dispute to trade war may not be a right option. See, we all know that Pakistan was holding the most favorable nation status of India for a long time, though we have border issues with them. It has been the most favorable nation status for a long time, and a lot of diplomatic things have happened there also. Okay, once when the government bans, people cannot buy. Let's leave it to the government to decide what they want to do. But we'll have to understand that mutual interests are there in the trade. Our Indian businessmen who hold the Chinese stocks, they will be the most affected. If somebody has bought a Chinese AC and they are holding some 300 ACs for which they have paid money to the Chinese distributors, their money is at stake. Think about the Indian exporters who have China as their target market. If China decides to ban all the Indian products, all restaurant near my home, who makes this cauliflower Manchurian with a locally grown cauliflower and local oil? China has absolutely no stake in it. If I go and hit that fellow for making a Chinese food, I'm only hitting my local farmer, local producer, and local marketer who are supplying products to them. And also understand that sourcing similar products from other market, let's say Germany or Japan or any of the Western world, USA, would only make the product expensive and not make it affordable for many of the people, especially during this COVID days. At some point, we'll have to agree to the fact that political conflicts should not be merged with economic cooperation or trade, and these two should be kept independent. You stop buying a mobile phone or offloading a Chinese company's app may not help in a political solution.